Welcome back into Hour 2 of the Rivalry as we get you set for Michigan and Ohio State here in Ann Arbor on a cold, chilly day at the Big House. It should be another great one between the Wolverines and the Buckeyes. We're just about an hour away from kickoff. Of course, you can watch the game over on Fox 36 at noon, but stick with us for the next hour as we get you set for the big game. Now, there's no secret here. Michigan has been dominated in this rivalry, but a guy like Aiden Hutchinson came back to Michigan for this game. He has been one of the best players in all of college football. In the next NFL draft, he's going to be one of the top players that's taken. This Wolverine team feels a little bit different. They have played some really close games, but they have found a way to win most of them. Now, everything is on the line in this game. A win, and they can go to Indy for the very first time. And Michigan is not playing scared.
I think guys in our locker room and guys, we just practiced. I mean, we're all bought in. We're all ready to go. And a lot of teams play them scared and play them fearful. I think just looking back at some of the teams that they played, but it's like I think a lot of the guys understand. We know that it's just give it everything we got, sell out, because this is the last time we're stepping in the Big House this year. So I don't think you're going to be seeing a lot of scared or fearful play from us on Saturday.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to victory. First for the Buckeyes, and you've got to slow that guy down. Aiden Hutchinson and David Ajabo, the two defensive ends for Michigan. They are both going to be very high draft picks, most likely, and they have been an absolute thorn in everybody's side that has played against Michigan. So how will Ohio State handle that? Probably using that quick screen game with some of those talented wide receivers they've got. The second key to the game, got to handle the atmosphere. The Buckeyes have not been in a ton of atmospheres quite like this one. They did go to Nebraska, and remember, that game went right down to the wire. So they have to handle the atmosphere. And then the third thing, you have to control that Michigan run game. And it's going to be interesting to see who plays the majority of the snaps at running back for Michigan. Will Blake Corum be back and healthy and be able to play? Donovan Edwards had a huge game last week. And then, of course, Hassan Haskins for Michigan. So the Buckeyes, those are their keys to victory here today. On the other side, for the Michigan Wolverines, you can't let the past define you. We have talked so much about how the Buckeyes have won 15 out of 16. It almost feels like you can roll out the scarlet and gray helmet and the Buckeyes are already up 14-0, but you can't let that define you in a game like this. The second key to victory, Michigan has had some struggles throughout the year in the red zone. They have to score touchdowns in this game, not kick field goals. As good as Jake Moody has been, Michigan needs to hope they don't need him here today because they need touchdowns, not field goals in this thing. And then the third thing is you have to limit the big plays. We know about the wide receivers that Ohio State has. They've got Garrett Wilson. They've got Jackson Smith and Jigba. They are so good on the outside. You have to try to limit some of those plays. And then, Chris Olave, and then the running game as well. So if you can try to eliminate some of those things, maybe, just maybe, the Michigan Wolverines can squeak out a victory here against their rivals. All right, we know this is the biggest rivalry in all of sports. Some bleed maize and blue, some bleed scarlet and gray. One Toledo family, though, they found their heart right here in Ann Arbor.
Happy birthday to you.
In her hospital room.
Happy birthday, dear Evelyn.
On July 13th.
Happy birthday to you.
Emma Lynn Rowan, M, turned 3 years old.
We weren't sure if she was going to survive or not. So to have them be able to celebrate her birthday and, she made it to that third birthday was just a blessing.
To say she just survived would be selling this little warrior short. At just 3 years old, she has fought and thrived. And judging by her energy, you'd never know what she's been through. Em's parents, Nicole and Terry, learned her heart was different at a regular checkup before she was born. Then, on July 13th, 2018, Em came into the world at Mercy Health St. V's.
For a very brief moment, they showed her to me and then took her to the NICU.
Dad followed, and then he followed again, this time as Em took her first ride to what would become her second home, the University of Michigan Health C.S. Mott Children's Hospital.
Yeah, he was like, you guys got to go now. I just sat and waited until I can get in there to see her.
Doctors said the veins to Em's heart weren't connected.
Right from birth, in order to make sure that blood was flowing in a way that would support her life, the surgeons needed to go in.
And that meant life-saving surgery at just 2 days old.
You're thinking she was only 5 pounds, 13 ounces, so it's about the size of a walnut in your, hand.
Em would spend the next 2 years of her life in and out of the hospital. Another surgery, another recovery, over and over. For the first 2 years of her life, then
Came home for 4 days and she was not acting right.
another trip from Toledo to Ann Arbor.
Found out she was in heart failure. So after a couple of different procedures and surgeries trying to, fix her heart, they really were thinking that it was fixable. We found out that it wasn't.
By October, doctors said Em needed a new heart.
A heart transplant is, it's a big deal, and it is obviously something that can sound intimidating to families and scary to families.
That meant she wouldn't get to go door to door for Halloween.
Spooky!
But Santa still came. As did the new year.
Happy New Year! Yay!
All in that hospital room. And then, in April, her brother Connor wished for something that most 9-year-olds wouldn't dream of, a new heart for his little sister. And that wish came true.
It's all of our wishes, but that's the one thing he asked for his birthday. The only thing he wanted was for Emlyn to get her heart.
And she did. At just 3 years old, a donor family. You can't tell today, but Em is still recovering from that heart transplant, full of life.
And she had her heart transplant, and she was pretty sick after her heart transplant for a while, but she recovered. And I have to say, the first time that I saw Emlyn, back out in the hallway going for a walk, was a really great feeling.
Emmy is strong.
She is a complete spitfire over here running around, and we're just extremely thankful for obviously her donor family.
But there is one twist here. All this work has been done at CS Mott Children's Hospital, but the Rowan family are all big Buckeye fans.
I can't thank any of them, obviously, more than enough, even if they're Michigan fans.
Em still has a long road to go. There will be more checkups and more appointments, and could be more surgeries in her future. And the family says it trusts the team in Ann Arbor with their daughter's life, at least the medical team.
Oh, the hospital? Yes. They, in my book, can do no wrong. They saved my little girl, but other than that, the football team, not going to happen.
I think they've made a bad choice in going that direction, but we will support them through whatever. And when you are one of our patients at Mott, you are, at least for us, we're all Wolverines.
Em's parents will always love her no matter what.
If she chose to go Michigan, I would support her.
But not football.
No, probably not.
But it doesn't seem like they'll have to worry.
Go, let's go.
That is one tough cookie. We got some good news from the family earlier this week. Her dialysis line will be removed coming up next week. Em, keep fighting, kid. That is one heck of a story. All right, we are taking another break here on the Rivalry, but first let's get back out to Jeff Smith in Maumee with what he's got coming up.
Jordan, thank you so much. What we've got coming up, we've got more trivia. We've got more food trucks out here as this tailgate party continues at the Appliance Center in Maumee. More to come on the Rivalry next.